Just over 2 months after former President Donald Trump left the White House, the reality TV star turned politician is finally revealing the contents of the letter he left for current President Joe Biden. Trump sharing the details of the letter comes as a surprise, considering the one-term president still publicly refuses to accept the results of the election. Instead, he's consistently made baseless claims of voter fraud in a rigged election, and continues to do so months after it was proven that no fraud occurred. On top of the consistent and inaccurate spread of lies related to the election, Trump refused to attend Joe Biden's inauguration, which not only left a deeper stain on the former Apprentice star's political career, but also solidified the fact that it's basically impossible for Trump to accept defeat or loss of any kind. As NPR national political correspondent Mara Leisen said on NPR's All Things Considered in November 2020, Donald Trump's brand is about being a winner, about never ever losing. Remember, he's always come out of every loss, like his bankruptcies or failed businesses, somehow making himself look like a winner. This election is the biggest, most public loss he's ever suffered. So the stakes for his political future and his ability to continue to monetize his brand are very high. But now the former president is finally revealing some details about how he faced his defeat by divulging the contents of the letter he left for the incoming president. In an episode of the podcast The Truth with Lisa Booth on Monday, March 22nd, Trump revealed the details of the lengthy letter he wrote to Joe Biden, which he insists was written, quote, from the heart.
Basically, I wish him luck, and, it was a couple of pages long, and it was from the heart, because I want to see him do well.
He spoke about a number of other topics as well, from the nastiness of Hillary Clinton to his thoughts on the Keystone Pipeline to his belief that Joe Biden and his family were, quote, bought and paid for by China. Because the former president broke so many traditions by leaving the White House the way that he did on January 20th, there were questions about whether he would leave a letter for incoming President Joe Biden, the way previous presidents have done since Ronald Reagan did for George H.W. Bush in 1989. Before the inauguration itself, a White House spokesman did in fact say that a letter for 46 had been left by 45. Biden himself later confirmed the existence of the letter, saying it was very generous.
Because it was private, I will not talk about it until I talk to him, but it was generous.
Reportedly, the men have yet to speak to each other again, even though Biden told CNN's Anderson Cooper during his first town hall as president that he had spoken to other former presidents. He would neither confirm nor would he deny who he had spoken to, because they were all what he described as private conversations. But he did suggest that not everyone he's reached out to has been interested in talking.
All of them have, with one exception, picked up the phone and called me as well.
Even as he revealed the contents of the letter, Donald Trump continued to claim that the election was rigged, but he now has one less person fighting in his corner. Sidney Powell, who stood shoulder to shoulder with Rudy Giuliani to support the Trump White House claims that the election had been stolen, is trying to get a lawsuit against her dismissed by saying that no one should have believed her when she said the election was stolen. Dominion Voting Systems, which oversees the election systems in Georgia, is suing Powell for $1.3 billion in damages. In its suit, it said instead of retracting her claims of voter fraud, Powell doubled down, claiming to have evidence of fraud that never materialized. In a recent court filing, Powell's own lawyers defended her by saying, "There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections, in part because they are so decentralized and the number of votes that are cast." Several thousand lawyers are calling for Powell to be investigated. However the case turns out, one thing already feels certain: Trump probably won't be calling Biden to chat about the outcome. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about the latest hot topics are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.